welcome to this week's episode of Speedway The Inside Dirt. Unfortunately, the rain has put a dampener on us attending a lot of the meetings we planned on attending to film. So this week we're going to take a look at the non-championship classes at opening night at the Robertson Holden International Speedway.
Hey team, we're down here again. It's the new season, 2020, 2021, after all the COVID stuff. I'm Dan, filling in for Stu at the moment with Speedway The Inside Dirt. Hey mate, we're just going to go have a look around, guys, and see who we've got here and drag a few people out for a bit of an interview. Yeah, so we're down here with Cameron Hurley, the peddler of the 82S Minisprint. Cameron, big things going forward with the class by the looks of it, man. We've got a good turnout tonight for the first meeting here down at Palmerston.
Yeah, we have. It's good to see a lot of competitors around here and over in the paddock, so that's really good for us for a good way to kick the season off. Looking good, yeah.
So with this season being cut short last season, mate, and now we're into it again this year, you think everyone's going to be ripping to go, and see there's a few new drivers around too for the class, which is looking good.
Yeah, no, it is. It's obviously COVID's shortened the season for everyone, so everyone's enthusiastic as ever, which is good, and it's good to catch up with everyone and so forth. So yeah, no, it should be good, and new drivers, awesome, really good to see.
No, it's all good, mate. Hey, looking forward to having a bit of fun out there with you tonight again, like we usually do, and have a battle or two and have a beer afterwards. But hey, yeah. Sweet as, Cameron. We'll carry on, mate.
That's what it's all about. Cheers, mate.
Hey, I'm Brady McDonald. I'm driving the number 58V Minisprint today for Bob Smith. This is my first ever laps around a speedway, so it was quite interesting. I've come from a circuit racing background, which is obviously like the arch enemy, if you will. I've been running in the New Zealand Mazda racing series in an RX-7 for the last sort of 5 or 6 years, and I've done Formula First or Formula V and go-karting and that sort of thing. We were meant to be running at Bathurst in a 6-hour endurance event earlier this year, but obviously COVID's put that off for next year. It's surprising the difference in driving style is unreal. I'm used to going in slow and driving out of the corner, and if you don't carry corner speed with this thing, you wash out in the wall. So there's a bit to get my head around, but it was certainly fun. The track was quite surprising, to be honest. There's a lot more grip than I expected. But like I say, the driving style, you just carry as much speed into a corner. And if you did that in a circuit car, you'd wash out and the tyres would break contact and you'd be off the track. Whereas this thing, if you get off the gas, you lose grip. So it's kind of not the opposite, but a whole different ball game. Big change getting my head around. But I keep trying to fight the car as it goes sideways rather than actually driving it sideways, which is a new game for me. But at the end of the day, no, I'm happy. Bob's happy. He owns the car and he hasn't fired me, so that's the main thing. I think I haven't quite got my head around the fact that when the car goes sideways, you don't try and straighten it, you drive with it. I'm going to have to go and lift some weights or do some press-ups or something, because man, I've got sore arms. It's a lot more physical than you expect as well. And then obviously after today, having a bit more of an idea about the car and how it responds, I'll be able to mentally plan for next time and go, right, this is how you drive, this is how you can improve, this is where I'm going wrong.
We go green. Nichols gets the jump at the front, and look at this, Elliot Heron already going with him. Here comes Tony Johnson in the 13. Dylan Smith in the 53, back to Jordan McLeod as Shane Dewar's coming under attack. That's not very often we see that happen. That's from the 97 out of Stratford, but meanwhile, the Stratford fellow competitor Daniel Nicol out in front, the 18S. Led by Elliot Heron in the 72. We've got Tony Johnson in the 13, Dylan Smith in the 53, Shane Dewar in the 1NZ, and it'll be Stewart out in the 97S, tailing behind Dewar. Look at this, here comes Dylan Smith up the inside of Johnson out of turn 2, gets the move done. Johnson just tags McLeod as he comes down, and look at this, the 97 out of Stratford has passed the 1NZ. Oh, the 1NZ coming under attack now from Hurley. Shane Dewar coming under attack in all different directions. Meanwhile, though, Daniel Nicol was still out in front. Elliot Heron chasing him down in the 72. Dylan Smith in the 53. Oh, we got one up and over, and that's Kerriger. Donald Kerriger upside down in turn 1 and 2. Right, we're underway once again. Daniel Nicol is still your race leader. And Elliot Heron in behind, Dylan Smith chasing hard in the 53. Here comes Campbell Stewart, the 97, already hooked up. That's the 97 out of Stratford. In behind him in 5th place, it's the 97P, Jordan McLeod. Tony Johnson holding down that 6th spot, the last placing for the points. Season points on the line, obviously, all tonight. I think it's double points too.
97 got through.
Yep, the 97S, that is, gets through on the 53V. 5 laps to go as we reach halfway point of the first race of the season, the mini sprint racing, and it is Daniel Nicol out in front. Elliot Heron in behind him, the 72. Then we go back to Campbell Stewart, who's on an absolute flyer in the 97S. Dylan Smith in 4th. Then we go back to Jordan McLeod in 5th. Tony Johnson still holding off Cam Hurley. That's for the 6th position. Corey Ward sitting in 7th place in the 55 out of Stratford. Dewar has dropped back to about 11th there, has Shane Dewar. I keep seeing Dewtech in the middle of Nathan Jeffries' wing and thinking it's Shane Dewar coming through. But it is definitely Nathan Jeffries in the 8P car. As Dewar has a dive up the inside of Carl Eulenberg out of turn number 4. Can't get the job done. Eulenberg holds it. The Blastaways 28S car holding off the New Zealand champion. Either way, white flag, 1 to go for Daniel Nicol. One more lap around the arena, make it about half a lap for the 18 car. Elliot Heron, has he got anything for him on the last bend? He does not. So out of turn 4, Daniel Nicol will pick up the first race win of the season here at the Robertson Holden International Speedway.
So there we have it, Mini Sprints first on the card, and race number 1 taking the first victory of the season. It's the 18S of Daniel Nicol ahead of the 72H of Elliot Heron and the 97S of Campbell Stewart.
Nathan Jeffries on the front row. The 8 car with Kuriga on the outside.
This time.
Let's go racing. Oh, Kuriga gets the jump over Jeffries. Eulenberg, Aaron Eulenberg, 85, goes to the outside. And Carl Eulenberg as well. Gavin Teal's up there in the 62. We got one. Oh, no, you wouldn't believe it. It's Campbell Stewart. The 97 that was on the charge in Heat 1 is pulled off to the infield.
Kuriga on that 38's got the power.
Oh, we got yellow. We got one spun up and one collected as well, the far end. Green flag's up. We are ready to rumble. Once again, Kuriga, great jump there from the 38. Offered to Sinclair Air, who'll want that in this race after a tumble in race number 1. Jeffries into second. Aaron Eulenberg. Big dive on the outside of Jeffries. Carl Eulenberg holding on to the 4th spot. But look at this. He's on pace now. Shane Dewar, 1NZ. Coming through the field. He's got Cam Hurley in behind. Corey Ward gets it a bit sideways. Gavin Teal's dropped through the back of the field. Gets hung out wide by Elliot Heron. Opening the door is Gavin Teal out in front though. He'll be loving the fresh air and the fact there's no other cars around him. It's Donald Kuriga, the 38 car. Nathan Jeffries holding down 2nd place ahead of Eulenberg. Yes, it is Aaron Eulenberg, that is. Shane Dewar and Carl Eulenberg. Cousins out there, Eulenbergs. Cam Hurley sitting in the 6th position ahead of Dylan Smith. Corey Ward. Then we go back to Elliot Heron, Jordan McLeod. Gavin Teal holding up a few. And one that we haven't seen quite unleashed yet is our Heat 1 winner, Daniel Nicol, the 18 car, getting held up there. Still though, Kuriga pulling away out in front as they put the 7 car of Andy Chapman a lap down. Eulenberg, Aaron Eulenberg goes into 2nd place ahead of Nathan Jeffries. Great drive there by the 85 driver. Jeffries into 3rd. Shane Dewar, the 1NZ into 4th. Carl Eulenberg sitting in 5th. Elliot Heron trying to find a way to catch Cam Hurley, but a lap car hits Andy Chapman. Gets in between the lot of them. Daniel Nicol, he finally gets past the 58 car. Now he's trying to get past Kevin Teal in the 62. 2nd season driver. And, oh, look at that. Nicol around the outside of Teal. and Chapman in one move. I think Teal was looking for the outside of Chapman and saw that Nickel was there. Now Nickel lights the car up. He's chasing down Ward. Oh, we got one at the wall.
Race 2, and after a disastrous rollover, 38S Donald Kurriger takes the checkered flag from the 85S of Aaron Eulenberg in the 8P of Nathan Jeffries. Unfortunately, due to time restraints, we lost the last heat of the mini sprints.
We've got the green on the back straight though. And Quentin Hammond will lead us away, although he does have Dion Mooney pushing his way through. The 6B goes. Oh, he puts Hammond into the wall. Now Hammond gets swamped. Brendan Tye though, he will be the one that makes the move, the 669P. Greg Eden in behind. Then we go back to Mooney. Then Burmester and Jensen. Jensen gets the move up the inside of Burmester. Alabaster's looking for a way through in the 16B tank. Just gets it on the inside of Rollins. No, he doesn't. Roland comes on the outside. Kyle Rowe. Sorry, no, it'll be Brandon Symes. Brandon Symes to the infield. Oh, Mooney spins it up in front of Jensen. Eden was involved in that. Propels off the wall. How the heck did Daniel Burmester avoid all of that? Brendan Tye, though, will be your new race leader. That's Farmer Keith. Keith Burmester spins it up the 171. It's been a while since we've seen Farmer on track. That kitted out tank, it's a Bill Peake tank. Re-kitted out by Daniel in the off-season, so we've got all three Burmester Motorsport cars out there. 171, 172, 173. Is the lap traffic starting to come into play, and that's actually working in Jensen and Ken's favour as they chase down Brendan Tye and they come across the 66. That'll be 66 of James Offord. Now it's white flag, one to go. Bryce Jensen up the inside of Eden. Oh, Tye gets spun up. Burmester goes through. Regan Penn gets stuck. That was on the 717. Shane Malcolm out of Hawke's Bay.
Well, that's the stock cars underway. Two groups tonight, and in Group 1, race number 1, it's the 9W of Bryce Jensen taking the win from the 172P Daniel Burmester and the 79P of Kyle Rowe.
As we go racing, Hamish McLeod gets the jump. Luke Myers looking round the outside of Mooney. Already Metcalf's pulled to the infield there. Limps it back on track, the 226. With some problems early in the race. Out in front though, McLeod, Myers and Mooney all pull away. Here comes Royden Stanley, former Manawatu champion, making his way into the 4th position. David Lowe in behind him. Then we go back to Rob Mason. Round the outside goes Matt Phippen. He goes round the outside of Prescott and he spins it up. Courtesy of Jaden Hall as well. This is the 35. Oh, pinball effect. Gets fired off by some new drivers, and Luke Myers has lost the right rear as we felt the brunt of the dirt on that one, David.
667 is the moving car. We're going to Taylor Burning in second place.
Oh, Jamie Tanetti, the 177. The 18 out of Wanganui, they're coming together. Haley James. 6 laps to go. Hamish McLeod, your race leader. The 667 actually has gone wide by the looks of it, and
David Lowe, 7th number 2 in 3rd position.
McLeod leading it from Caleb Mooney. David Lowe, 722. Oh, we got Rob Mason. Rob Mason has spun up there in turn 4. David Lowe's moved up into 2nd place now, ahead of Caleb Mooney. As Royden Stanley comes knocking on the door. Up the inside of Mooney, out of turn number 4. Hamish McLeod charging out round Paul Tucker in the 12 and takes the white flag. 1 to go now as he looks up the inside of the 44 of Whelan's. David Lowe right on his tail now though, the 722. Is he going to go for a punt in the last? He does, big time. 722, David Lowe, he's got McLeod into the wall. Oh, here comes Winstanley out of nowhere. Winstanley into it, and Winstanley takes the win.
Group 2, Race 1, 82P Royden Winstanley takes the win from the 667P of Hamish McLeod, and the 26V Caleb Mooney comes home in 3rd.
Right, we go green, and it looks like Brendan Rees, the 11, tried to get a good jump there. He's gone wide because Kyle Rowe straight up and straight round. Silhouette spin-ups there with Brittany Carpenter. So that opens the door for Brendan Rees.
Turn 3,
everywhere.
everywhere.
Everywhere, all right. Mike Hogg's gone around, Cody Alabaster. Brendan Rees leads it, 29. 29 spins him up. 29, that's James Clark out of Gisborne. Katie Prescott now in second. As she gets passed by Regan Penn. Kaylin Mooney amongst it. 98 Brandon Symes as well, but in the lead it will be the 29 out of Gisborne, James Clark. Ahead of Brandon Symes, ahead of Regan Penn, Bryce Jensen, Daniel Burmester, Dion Mooney. We go back to Ben Ellis, and already James Clark is caught up to the back of Neil Coley to put him a lap down and spins him on his way through for good measure. Ross Potucker, Ross Potucker's on the infield, he's rejoining. Ty, Benjamin Ellis. Quentin Hammond, the 43, it's trucking along. So good. James Clark now pushing his way through his Henderfield. Oh, we got Bryce Jensen up and over!
Back on the wheels.
It's all going to come down to who can navigate their way through the lap traffic the best. Clark leading it. Here comes Regan Penn though up the inside. He's got Symes. He's going to dive on Clark at the same time. Oh, now Penn gets the bumper from Symes. Gets pushed wide. James Clark gets the white flag. Looks like it's Alabaster actually down the far end. He gets out of harm's way. Clark though leads it. Here comes Symes. Down the inside is the last corner. There's a heap of lap cars. One spins up. One goes around. That's Carpenter by the looks of things. And Potucker. Who's going to lead it to the line? James Clark takes the one ahead of Symes.
Group 1, race number 2, 29G. James Clark takes the win from 96B, Brandon Symes, and another Hawke's Bay car there in third. It's the 5B of Regan Penn.
We go green. Renwick gets the jump there over Taylor, Kyle Taylor. And looks like James Hickford trying to go there as well in the X.
82 spun around.
Car. Yep.
Couple
35.
spun around.
Oh, Matt Fippen goes around again. That's 2 races in a row. 2 races in a row. Fippen goes around. As they cross the line, it'll be Kyle Taylor that leads it. From Cameron Renwick, James Hickford,
Tony Norman,
Richard Prince. Then we go back to Han out of Stratford. Zanetti, that's Curtis Zanetti as Rob Mason rides the wall, courtesy of Hamish McLeod. Kyle Taylor leading it to 278. Another former champion. No, Cameron Renwick now. Renwick's got the lead. Taylor, Hickford as they pass the 10P of Nathan Rees. Either way though, here's Cameron Renwick out of turn number 4. The 76 will take the checker flag for Heat 2. Group 2.
Group 2, race number 2, and 76P. Cameron Renwick, he gets the checker flag this time from the 278P of Kyle Taylor, and 72P, Tony Norman in third.